knockers it off the deck for now. Here's Timmy Aldridge, the little hard unit. He puts his head over the ball. Clark with handball over top. Here's the excitement machine, Sam Bono, but it's across the face. And he's missed absolutely everything.
Yeah, great awareness there by Jalen Clark. Obviously knew his teammates would be running through and just put the ball out in front of Sam Bono and kick it out of the big cow paddock there, really, and just didn't get quite enough on it to pull it back.
The cow paddock it is today. Back underway. He's just pops it over the top. So just holding on to the ball early here. It's a kick long down the line. Buffaloes with the numbers. Maroney gets a handball out the back. Just pops out here, Clark. It's a little chiseler. I like this build-up from the Buffs as they go inside. And that one's out of the hand of Big Todd Miles, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, Timmy Aldridge there pushing the ball forward. Had a really good game last week when we did the coverage then, and he started off really well here, having a few early possessions. And yeah, it's going to be really exciting, I think, to see the Buffaloes. I think they'll really take the game on today and try and get a big score on the board.
So Miles with the tap down to his feet. And it's just a bit scrappy here with these conditions, and the umpire said, I'll throw this one up.
Just having a look at the Buffaloes setup, I think Matty's got them working really well in terms of getting set up quickly. They're set up behind the ball, they've got a spare back there, and they've got numbers in front, so there'll be repeat entries from them.
Stokes inside 50 for the Buffs. It's all Wanderers at ground level. Here's Sam Bono, just quickly overtakes the opposition players. He's done well here, 2-on-1. Could have been a push in the back. It's over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, just watching through the sides here, obviously for the Buffaloes today, big Darren Shillaby is not playing. He's obviously hopefully going to be back for the finals if they make it, and the coach Matty Campbell's still sitting out, so hopefully he might be back last round, but if not, definitely in the finals.
Miles with the convincing tap down the ground level. Here's Jalen Clark. I don't like him from here. It wasn't actually a bad effort. I'll take that back, big Jalen. Inside-outside style banana. Just didn't get quite over the line. So the long ball down the line is a good one to Dobson. Looks to move it quickly long down the line. And that one's out of bounds on the full.
Buffs early have held up Wanderers really well coming out of defence. Their ability to cover off and get an opponent has forced them long down the line and turn the ball over.
Burrawanga to a 2-on-1. Umpire says play on, touched. Stokes just the Gaelic football style kick to himself. Here's Maroney, and that one's turned over. So Buffs doing all the early attacking, just not putting it on the ball, although we've had a bit of a stink up here. Big Miles for a big unit does well. Throws it to himself. And the umpire has called that one a throw in the best position. So Motlop gets the handball off. Goes long down the line, and a beautiful spoil over the top there from big Joey Anderson, and we'll have another throw-in.
Yeah, we saw that a bit last week with the Waratah game. The Buffs are fantastic with that forward line pressure, and they obviously set it really well across the middle of the ground, and teams are really struggling to get the ball out of the defensive area and push it forward.
So ball thrown back in. Just on the deck here, Anderson does well, handballs over the top, but it's all Wanderers. Here go the Buffs. Here's Burrawanga with the beautiful one-handed pickup. Just gets ball onto boot. At half forward now. Ball still in play. Atkinson just centres it. Clark could have been held on to. Umpire says play on. Nice little handball over the top. I like this work from the Buffs as they just roll it forward. Rampaging sort of style. Just in dispute here. Ball pops out for Wanderers. Starting up a bit here. Here's Atkinson again. Snaps to the top of the square, but it's all Wanderers as they look to clear. Dangerous kick out of the fence, might work out, although drops mark. Handiwork on the deck there from Palmer. And this one's coming straight back out with Armat. Sorry, that's not Armat, that's Motlop. That was awkward. Here's Savika. Good at ground level for a big unit. He just pops it into the middle. Umpire says play on, not 15. Winds around Williams. Out to Clark. Clark drops an absolute sitter. Has time to recover and just turns that one straight over.
They've had all the play so far, the Buffaloes, but their delivery inside the forward 50 has been pretty poor. So they really just need to lower their eyes and hit up some targets there.
So Savica just punching that one over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
They're just trying to look at the setups here at the moment. Wanderers have a number of players sort of loose across half-back, really trying to slow the game down and make it really difficult for them at the moment. So, as you said, I think it's going to be a real slog this afternoon, and just going to have to try and use those skills and get the ball up in the air and get the ball to ground. And hopefully, the little fellas can score from that way.
So ball's up till centre half forward. Aldridge spins out of trouble. He wasn't even in trouble. He still made the spin. Ball pops up, and as Jimmy's been saying, that ball's just getting cut off. So we've got a sprint on here. I like the look of this. Scuppity just lets him absolutely have it. Doesn't follow up. Ball pops out the side. Wanderers with the numbers. Ball to centre half forward. But that one's... Oh no, there's a kick downfield here. Did you see that one?
Push in the back there, as we can see on the replay after he kicked it. Unnecessary from Chris Williams.
So David Paul with the kick inside 50. Jared Erlinson will go back from a tight shot. A kick from about 45 metres out.
Really the first time they've been inside 50, so for them to score from this would be pretty positive for them. But as always, the Buffs set up pretty well down back and have drawn a 50-metre penalty as well as the free kick.
So it looks like Stokes with the 50 is just... the Wanderers player just went on with it a bit and let him know about it with a bit of an ear massage. Stokes. It's inside. Stevenson just pops it over the top. Here's Armat. One's up, puts the ball inside 50. Sambono flies. Pretty handy at ground level. Have a look at him, pops it out. But it's all Wanderers there. Just play soccer for the moment. Ball's turned over. Here's Roses. Spins around. Dangerous kick inside. This might just come straight back, although good tackle down there from Aldridge. Ball pops out here. Here's Thompson inside 50 for Wanderers. Out the back, Anderson with a bit of time and space. And hits up Savica. They've done well here, the Buffs. So Savica, and he has put that one out of bounds on the full. No complaining there. Stevenson, boundary umpire was in best position. The ball flies back in, and a good mark there for Brad Stokes as he looks to move it quickly. Stevenson gets the pill back. Just weighing up his options, finds Savica. He's been everywhere early in this game. No scorers yet. Nearly 9 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's Paul Campbell, brother of the legendary Matt. I shouldn't have said that. He'll hear that and rev me up. There's Moroney, pops over the top. I like the build up here from the Buffs. Handball over the top. Campbell just pops it over with a clever kick to the forward pocket. And young Collinson will go back and have a set shot from a difficult angle.
Really no pressure on the ball coming out of full back from the Wanderers. They just allowed the Buffs to chip the ball around, get it forward with ease, and ultimately have a shot on goal.
So Collinson, what can he do here? Doesn't go the banana, just goes the set shot, and it's off to the left. So first score here is a minor one for the Buffs. Move to one behind. Wanderers yet to score. 10 minutes played here in the first quarter.
Yeah, just interesting with Todd Miles has sort of started real deep in the forward line here. You see that they're really trying to leave him that space, and that's how they got that free man on the outside there. But yeah, obviously Big Miles, a bit slow to stand the mark there, get around him really easily. But Joey Anderson, who's been fantastic the last couple of weeks, picks it off again, looks for Jalen Clark up forward, who has found a bit of space out wide. I think Muck's a little bit wary of you know, the Buffs' tall forward line there and trying to chip them off, but Jalen Clark will push back now to have a shot on goal.
Yeah, they're really stretching the Buffs' defence. There's not a lot of height down there. You've got Mitchell Taylor back in this week, so if he's going to take Toddy Miles, that can leave Jalen Clark and also Sam Bono a little bit dangerous.
So Jalen Clark on the approach. Kick underway, looks pretty good off the boot. He gets the first for the Buffs. Buffs move to 1-1-7. Wanderers yet to score. 11 minutes played in the first quarter.
Yeah, been waiting for a while for the goal. But you hear Mitchell Taylor here. You see the big dummy gets around, big Miles here who hits the deck, and you know, obviously trying to get the ball out as far as he can. Didn't quite hit the ball there well enough, and you know, it's really hard to take marks today. Pretty slippery out there. Really well done there by the Buffaloes and Joey Anderson, who just managed to pick off Jalen Clark. Not sure who he's standing. Might have been a bit lucky there, sort of standing in the zone. But if you turn the ball over on that first kick, obviously those players standing in the zone, if you get it in nice and quick, you should be able to find a free man, and they did that. And Jalen Clark did the right thing by the team and put the ball through for the big sticks.
So back in the middle, Atkinson with a nice tap straight down the throat. He gets the actual clearance himself. Ball pops over the top. Centre half forward now for the Buffs. They've done well here. Good pressure from Eldridge. Ball pops out for Wanderers. Could have been hands in the back. Umpire says play on. Handballs over the top. They just run into each other there, do the two Wanderers players. Pops out now through Thompson. Good contest over there. Although Wanderers with the numbers. Here's Motlop in a one-on-one. Does well. Savika peels off. Gets a handball over the top. Ball's dropped. Here's a chance now for Motlop. Dummies one. Nice snap underway. Oh, hits the post. Unbelievable work there from Motlop.
Yeah, he's a great mover, isn't he? You could just see there. He just knew what he was trying to do. Just waited for the player to come here as you see the replay. Just, you know, just great skills. Good to see the Buffaloes trying to keep the ball in play, but, you know, great hands here. And we didn't quite see the finish, but, yeah, really exciting stuff there by the Muckmucks.
So we're at centre half back already, although dropped mark down there. Jalen Clark in support, could have been holding the pill. Umpire says play on. Here's Clark, does well, works to front position. Looks for Aldridge. Aldridge does well. He's got time and space. Kick on the way is a good one. Buffs get their second.
Far too easy from the Buffaloes there. The defensive pressure from the Wanderers was really non-existent. They were just allowed to move the ball from a kick in to a goal in the matter of seconds, and yeah, really need to step up their defensive pressure. Even a drop mark and the ability to play on showed that they've got plenty of time and space with the ball.
Yeah, really good there by Jalen Clark to make that tackle. And then you see how he just dropped those eyes there. Didn't just bomb away, looked for person in the better position. And Timmy Eldridge, as I mentioned before, has been in pretty good form and had a few players in front of him. But, you know, when you run into goals within 30 metres and you're a player of his capability, you should kick the goal every time. And he did the right thing there. So well played there. Started from half back, and it's moves Darwin Buffaloes to 2-1. The Wanderers just to 1 point.
So tap down there. The clearance to Palmer. Just off the deck. Handballs. Here's Stokes inside 50. Centering kick is a good one. Here's the absolute weapon, excitement machine extraordinaire. I get a bit happy like when I see Ross Tungatullum play, when I see this man play. He's got a set shot. He might even snap it from there. We'll see how he goes. He might just run around and snap it from right in front, Jimmy.
Yeah, he doesn't mind a snap, but I think today suits him perfectly because he can mark the ball but also play as a small. So ideal conditions for him, and I think he might end up with 4 or 5 on the board by the end of the day. Sam
Bono gets his first. I'm going to pencil him in for 10. He is absolutely ridiculous. Buffs move to 3-1-19. Wanderers just the one behind. Nearly 15 minutes played here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you go first.
I think the thing that the Buffs are doing at the moment really well is lowering their eyes. You look at the way that Jared Stokes brings that footy in. Sambono moves first, so it's pretty easy for Stokesy just to sit out in front and for Sambono to come up onto the footy.
Yeah, they're hoping they can take the ball out of the middle as easy as that a few times. Just a quick soccer kick like that in these sort of conditions, it's you know, just gets the ball out of the centre square, and there's no numbers behind the play and can really start it up.
So here we go. Here's another clearance here. Bus, what's going on here? There's free kicks coming back. Looks like it's going the way of Joel Palmer, Ty Martin Page's best buddy from South Australia. As you have a look, he just got held onto there a bit. Umpire in good position there. So here he is. Long to the top of the square. Miles flies. Well done down there from Taylor. Snap underway. Have a look at this. Don't look at it. It's across the face. And through for a behind. So the Buffs move to 3-2-20. Wanderers just the one behind. 15 minutes played in the first quarter as the Wanderers look to move it pretty quickly. They've worked it well here. They're already up on centre wing on the outer side. Kick heads inside to Totham. He runs around. Umpire says play on. Just pops it over the top. This ball's going to stay in. No. Yeah, no, it is still in. No, it's not.
Yeah, I reckon that situation there with Marcus Totham got the ball in the middle of the ground. They just straight away look to the boundary line and just sort of, in these sort of conditions when your team's struggling to get the ball, you've just got to get into a dangerous area. Like once you go to that one side of the ground, it's, it's easy for defenders to stop. And, when, you're not going well at the moment, obviously, the Wanderers, just kicking to a safety of the boundary line, it's, they're not going to score goals out there. I reckon they've really got to work on getting the ball into a dangerous spot.
So ball thrown back in. Ball pops out the back. There's the big unit in Palmer. Just a bit scrappy here for the moment. Well done, Rob Williams. Here he is, my boy, Sam Bono. No, he's not my boy. I'll take that back. He's just absolutely sprayed that one. And it is out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in.
He had a lot more time there than he thought, Adam Sambano, and I think it's going to be a long day for Zelio Casemiro.
What a name that is. Sounds like a watch. Brand of watch. I like it. So the ball's tapped back down. Wanderers here with the numbers. Taylor being held onto. Umpire says play on. Geez, the player there in Mansell in an absolute headlock. Umpire said nothing's doing. Aldridge gets wrapped up. Ball pops out. Here go the Wanderers again. Down the wing. Here's Shannon Motlop. He's come out of retirement, out of the old man's home. I saw him last week. He was on 1 foot. I can't believe he's actually playing this week. But anyway, he's doing it. He's still pretty handy, isn't he?
Yeah, and that, as Timmy said before, you just need to get it in long and deep to him. You never know what he can do. So got to get it in a little bit quicker, the Wanderers. They're pretty reactive in terms of getting the ball inside 50.
So the clearance there to Paul Campbell, to a 2-on-1 and a great mark. Darwin Dobson gives the handball off to Taylor. And that is an absolute stinker of a kick. Zero pressure.
I'm not sure why he gave the handball off there. Mitch Taylor's had a couple of stinkers already out on the full, so I think you're nearly better off in that position just trying to hit up a target yourself.
So Philpott, nice chiseler down to Clark. So he just weighs up his options. Looks inside, centre half forward. Jimmy doesn't like that one. Although it might work out here. Aldridge with the interesting kick. And that one's getting chewed up down there. Wanderers defender. All on the deck. Dobson might clear out for Wanderers. Dobson does well, gets boot to ball, and that one's over the line, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, they'll set up here about 70 metres out. The ball's being, probably 80% of the time down the area there. Just, once again, you see just it's a tough skill when the ball is wet and it is slippery, but they've just got to try and take those marks. And, the Buffs putting a lot of pressure on there. It's going to be a real tough day there. But the throwing goes in here about 70 metres out. Quick kick there. Just gets the ball into area there. Open bit of space. Great work in the hands. The quick kick goes forward in front of Clark. Clark can't quite get position in the right position, bombs the ball out a little bit, still fighting for the ball there, playing for a free kick, doesn't get it. The quick kick there by Collinson goes forward, looks for the free kick, he may have got it here. No, he's paid it against him for holding the ball, I think. I'm not sure what that was, but it's Wanderers ball, and they look for a quick release here, coming out of the back pocket. And unfortunately, again, just can't hit the ball right, and it's out of bounds on the full. and the Buffaloes will go forward again.
So it's Stinkerville here. As Guppity Barwanga winds around, plays on, and he's turned this one over. Yes, he has. Ball pops out. That one's out of bounds. We'll have another boundary throw in. So, Jimmy Driscoll, just a little bit of a stinky patch here, isn't there, my friend?
Yeah, it is, and I think the conditions are playing a part, but also, you know, Wanderers, they really just need to get the basics right. It's been pretty ugly for the last 5 minutes, so if I was Mo Motlop, I'd just be talking to the boys about doing the basic things right to start with and then see how we go from there.
Ball pops out. Here's Roses with the chisel over the top. Misses a target. Clark off the ground. Ball in the goal square, but it's all Wanderers back there. What's Motlop going to do? Just snaps it out of trouble. Here's Kev Thompson. Bit of time and space. Although he's juggled it up, Aldridge wraps him up. He gets boots a ball. So it's just popped over here, Savika. Ball comes back inside 50. Players fly. Ball pops out. Here's Shan Motlop. I don't know what he's doing down there. He wouldn't have been down there for about 10 years. Ball pops out again. Just a bit of a stink fest here at the moment. Here's Guppity Barwanga, clean below the knees, and he's turned this one straight over. Straight down the throat of Nook Mansell, another great name in territory footy. There's Keelan Fejo. Fly and a good mark. No, umpire says play on. Ball pops over again. They've worked it well. And Jared Erlinson has taken the mark right on quarter time. A much needed goal here for the Wanderers, you would think.
We spoke about it before, about their ability to get the ball forward quickly. We see as soon as they go up the middle, they get a shot on goal. So I think the quarter time message will be, let's go long and direct. We've got nothing to lose. Might as well see if we can get a goal or two.
So Erlinson on the approach. They desperately need this one. Two Wanderers, kick underway, and it's off to the left. So they get their second behind. Wanderers 2 points. Darwin Buffaloes 3-2-20. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Did you know that somewhere in Australia a fresh keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds? It's that fresh.
Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
Life. So full of surprises. But you don't want a headache to be one of them. Get Panadol Rapid from Chemist Warehouse. It's absorbed 2 times faster than regular Panadol tablets. So you won't miss life's special moments. Panadol Rapid. When pain is gone, life takes its place. Available at Chemist Warehouse for the lowest prices guaranteed.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones, men's performance, lifestyle, basketball. All new women's zone from running to yoga. And Intersport Kids Zone. All ages, performance footwear and apparel. Plus the new dedicated football zone. All year for all codes. For awesome service and advice, come in and see us. The all-new Intersport concept store, Casuarina Square.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium, where it's the Darwin Buffaloes in control, 3-2-20. Wanderers just the two behinds. Timmy, take us through some of the goal scorers, and what did you like about the Buffs?
Yeah, I think the Buffs, obviously they've set up with Shillaby not playing today. They've thrown Todd Miles down there, and he obviously gives a really big target. He hasn't kicked the goals, but what he's done, he's drawn a really good defender to him, and that sort of just opened up the space for, your Smalls and Sam Bono. You got Timmy Eldridge down there, you got Joey Collinson, you got Jalen Clark. They're the goal scorers, and I think that's come with just that defensive pressure and, opening up those spaces for those guys to score for them. So I think that's going to be really dangerous today, this afternoon, with that forward line they've got.
The Buffs, Jimmy, they're off to a good start, but they're not making the most of their opportunities, are they?
No, they're not. Early they weren't. I think once the game got going, their ability to pick off targets coming out of the back half really showed the danger in the way that they can move the footy. They're really calculated and really composed with the footy, and whereas the Wanderers tended to just bomb the ball out to spare numbers. So yeah, it was pretty clinical from the Buffs from the start. And
I'll just ask this question. Martin Page will be watching in Adelaide as he's making his recovery, as there is the function on tonight over at the Mockalong Centre. But Joel Palmer, his best mate, what have we made of his start to his first game with the Buffs?
I like it. These are his sort of conditions, I'd suggest. He's in and under, he has a crack, and it's going to be a really contested day. So I'd say they'd be suiting Jolie down to the ground.
Just look at those highlights, just injuries, and I just noticed that the umpire today, number 22, young kid, only 16-year-old, Patrick Rawthorne, a year 10 student at the Essington School I teach, and
really?
his old man's on the boundary line, so I'm sure he's giving him a few tips as well. So you better not muck up out there, because Dad will let him know.
Well, we won't be teeing off, because Dad might be waiting in the car park for us after this game, mightn't he, Jimmy?
Yeah, you can talk to Mr. Weatherall after the game, that'll be fine. So.
As we're nearly underway, here's the Buffs. Coach Matty Campbell just held the troops in a little bit longer, and the Wanderers are out in position, ready to go. Good to see. Is that his the young fella's first Premier League game?
I think it might be, yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it might be.
Well, he's doing a good job. As we're back underway, the second quarter at TIO Stadium. Buffs 3-2-20. Wanderers just the two behinds as Buffs get the early clearance. That ball's been socked off the deck. Here's Timmy Eldridge, does well, keeps the ball in front, gets over. Could have been a free kick, and is. So Timmy Eldridge wins that one. Just looking for an option. Just chisels that ball. Clark gets dropped. Good pick up there from Patrick Fairhead, and a fair head it is, as he's dropped after he gets rid of the ball. And that ball is going downfield. And the free kick is going the way of Topham.
Last week's Rising Star winner.
Good, handy young player he is. That one goes to centre half forward. And that one's out of bounds, and we'll have another throw in.
Bit of class missing out of the Wanderers side with Braden McLean, Jared Ellison back in and has shown a fair bit lately, but I mean Daniel Weecher as well missing, so it's going to be a tough day for the Wanderers midfielders.
Of course, Daniel Weecher and Vive have gone down south, haven't they?
They have. They'll heading down to Glenelg. I think Vive's just following him around like a little lost puppy dog, but we'll see what happens there.
Greetings, Vive. He'll be watching the big unit. Anyway, back underway. Nice clearance going the way of Williams. It's just getting a bit scrappy here. Beautiful pickup from Roses. Heads inside to the middle of the ground. Here's Timmy Eldridge with time and space. Just pops it over the top. Ball in dispute. Good contest down there. Wanderers done well. Clark off a step. Sambono, beautiful mark. Just too dangerous, that man. And he'll have a set shot directly in front, about 25 metres out.
Yeah, we spoke about those same players, Timmy Eldridge, Jarrett Stokes has been fantastic early, Jalen Clark as well, just that fast ball movement. Those quick kicks, we see it all the time, but forwards love the ball coming in fast, defenders really hate it. There's no time for their mate to come as a second up and, going for number 2 of 10.
Let's get him home for 10. This man, this is his bread and butter, these ones. Heads over to his teammates, hands out a few high 10s. They'll be worth $1 million in a few years, those 10s. Darwin moved to 4-2-26, Wanderers 2 behinds.
Watching the replay here, the work of Melly Roses is a little bit underrated. Keeps the ball in play, and the clean pickup today opens up the fat side of the ground and allows Timmy Eldridge to run onto it.
Just a quick kick there by Jalen Clark, as we spoke about. Sam Bono just too good in the air. He goes back and kicks the goal truly. So young Rawsthorne puts the ball up for the big men to have a bit of a jump at it. Tight in there, maybe high over the body there. He hasn't really given a chance to put it out, but the umpire said, I'll throw that up again, lads, and we'll set up again. A big group of players standing around the ball. You see Motlop's pushed himself into maybe even the ruck here at the moment, so he's really trying to help his team out. The hit goes out towards the Wanderers end. Totham tries to soccer the ball there. Coming through again is fantastic, been all good. Jared Stokes just misses his target, but they're great defender back there, and Joey Anderson clears the ball out wide, and they take the ball on the far side. Looking for an option inside, just misses it. Totham turns the ball over really well for his Keelan Fijo. Going forward, only the second time probably going forward, might be Motlop. He has pushed from the centre ground there. Wheels around on his left foot. He loves them like this. Has he done it? Looks like he's pushed the ball across the square, and they get another point there. So Motlop trying to do whatever he can to help his team out, but they just can't seem to put it together at the moment.
So Wanderers move to 3 behinds. Darwin 4-2-26. 4 minutes played in the second quarter. Chris Atkinson's demanding it long down the line. Anderson moves it pretty quickly. Here's Clark. He reads the ball best, plays on. It's a long ball towards Miles. Beautiful kick from Clark. That's better, as he just stunk it up a little bit earlier on. But was clever enough to find big Todd Miles. I don't know about big men kicking from this distance, on this angle, in these conditions, Jimmy. Let's have a look. As his kick is underway. It's nice off the boot, but it's just way out to the right.
I reckon Toddy Miles will be enjoying it today, not having the big man in Darren Schiller before. He's been pushed to a full forward position, and he's not jumping into the big shins of everyone. I'm sure he'll be loving it being down there today.
So here's Motlop with kicking duties, to the tune of Brenton Motlop. It's Motlop central out there today, just missing Thomas. So they've worked it well here, have the Wanderers. Ball's popped up to Brimacombe. He does well, dances round one. Puts boot to ball. Motlop with the hip and shoulder and Anderson. Anderson gets absolutely sat on. Umpire agrees. He'll get the free kick.
He's going to be pretty handy come finals time, Joey Anderson. His last 2 weeks down there at fullback have been exceptional.
And that is 50 metres every day of the week. Scappi Barrawonga just gives out a high five for that 50.
Yeah, just can't enter that zone, 15-metre area around the kicker, and he'll go and have a shot from about 45 metres out. I think he will be kicking, and like most true defenders, I'm sure he will not be passing the ball off. He'll have a real crack at it to try and put it through.
As Jared Stokes is underway. Boots the ball, it's just off to the left. So Buffs have had plenty of chances here at TIO Stadium. They move to 4-4-28. Wanderers just the 3 behinds. 6 minutes played here in the second quarter.
Wanderers are going to have to take advantage of this soon. Otherwise, they'll get blown right out of the water.
Saw Joel Palmer there on the bench having a big drink. I think it might be a bit hotter up here, a bit more sweatier than it is to down south in South Australia. So getting a well-in rest at the moment.
I'll just start sweating in this air-conditioned commentary box. I don't know how they do it. Here's Sam Bono. As I said, I love this unit. Look at him. Look at him. Just not a worry in the world. Banana from outside 50. Don't really know what he was thinking, the big boy. And that is a free kick going the way of Mackenzie May. And that one's 52, big boy. You can't do that. Does anyone know anything about this Mackenzie May kid?
No, sorry. He's earned himself a free. He looks like a really young lad though there. He's obviously got the hair tied up as well, but yeah, Big Milesy was just standing there. He sort of just didn't know what he was doing, and Mackenzie May thought, I'm going to kick it right at you here and earn himself a 50-metre kick, as he has another kick to put it forward there for the Wanderers, but too many Buffaloes down there. Just great work again. Quick kick out. Great take by a big man in the middle. Knew exactly who was passing it off there into the middle there by Stokes, who's, to me, best on ground at the moment. Just fantastic as he mucked it up there, but they'll keep going back for another one. Calls his teammate to come through. Good voice there for the Wanderers. Found a little bit of space going forward now, looking for a big kick into the middle of the ground. Marcus Totham, the little fella, gets to ground. Mucks, Patrick Fairhead. Really sells the dummy perfectly, but that's what you want. Great tackle, holding the ball. Fantastic there by the Buffaloes. That's why they're going to be playing finals footy this year. I think it was Joey Collinson who'd pushed down from the forward area to do that, and they'll slow it down here and coming out of defence again.
Shawnee Ahmad, it was a super rundown, and it's allowed the Buffs now to spread and use the ball as they have been out of defence too easily.
So Stevenson on the outer side. Just pops the ball out. Paul Campbell, Jalen Clark, back to Stevenson. With the kick inside 50. Here's Gapiti Barawanga, gets on his bike with the long kick. Beautiful kick it is too. And umpire will pay that mark. Yes, he will. And it's 50 as well. So I thought that was in the contest there. But anyway, as I say week in, week out, what would I know? I'm not an umpire.
Yeah, not sure if that was for the late hit or whether it was for maybe a bit of lip service. I think they're letting him know he wanted to do it. I'm sure it wasn't for that tick. I thought it was a good attack on the ball and, you know, just trying to put the pressure on. But no matter what it was, as we watch the replay here as it goes, there's that tackle we spoke about. Yeah, it was. You're right, Shawnee Ahmad. Just fantastic stuff. And, you know, Jalen Clark there, a little handball out the back. You know, Zach Stevenson there. This is the great kick. Just to manage to get over the defenders there to find some space. I reckon he's trying to go for goal there, but he just sort of got it on top of there. You know, how there can be 2 free men forward there. Yeah, maybe put a little bit of pressure on him, but nothing in that. And, yeah, maybe just let him know with a little bit of lip service there. You can see in the background there, the hand goes up to the mouth guard and 50 metres and it makes it an easy goal.
Of course, it's on 7, mate. We've had back-to-back football. Hope you're enjoying it at home. Last week we had, well, today we had young Gapiti Barawanga de-shirt a man, took his shirt off. Let's see if he can do it again today. It was quite funny. The little man from Yirrkala. We've got a free kick. It's an half back for the Wanderers to move it quickly. There's no Sam Christie this week. He's also from over Gove Way, a handy player for the Wanderers. Ball goes long down the line. Wanderers with the numbers. Well worked there from Patrick Fairhead. Here we go. Wanderers popped out the back. Good pressure and hustle there from McDonald. Stokes. We'll see that one over the line. What's the umpire going to say? And we'll have another boundary throw in.
Good little effort there by Jeffrey McDonald. Hasn't played too many games this year. He's only a young 18-year-old from St John's College, where there's been some great footballers come through there. And good to see those 2 or 3 efforts there to force another throw in there for the Mucks.
Miles with the tap down by himself. Scrap on. Umpires paid a free kick going the way of the Wanderers. Going to Jordan Jeffrey. He looks to move it quickly. Heads to the top of the square. Good hustle down there from Stokes. Ball on the deck. Could have been holding the ball. And that one's out of bounds and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Wanderers haven't played a few more kids. Obviously, with the position that they're in, they I would have thought they might get 3 or 4 more in there. Their under-18s team is stockpiled with some good talent. So I think hopefully next week a few of them might get a go.
So the tap there from Miles. Bodies flying everywhere for the moment. Williams with the handball and we'll have another boundary throw in. So it's just getting a bit of a scrap fest. It is 12 minutes played in the second quarter. Buffaloes 34, Wanderers just the 3 behinds. They need to get on their bike. Call me Captain Obvious. Ball pops out. Anderson wraps up Patrick Fairhead, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, you wonder when the last time the Wanderers haven't kicked the goal for a half. Like at this stage, you know, we're looking, you know, nearly 40 minutes of football, and they're still only on the 3 points. It's sort of it's a different side, and not what the Wanderers supporters are used to. So it's be interesting to see how they finish this game off for the whole second half.
So another free kick going the way of the Wanderers. Move it quickly inside 50 with a beautiful kick, although dropped mark down there pretty hard in these conditions. The big dog in Todd Miles does well. Sold a bit of candy. Ball pops out from Collinson. He gets kick underway. Eldridge has been absolutely sensational here in the first half for the Darwin Buffaloes with a nice kick. Jackson Clark, what can he do? Pops it over the top. Look at this, Sambono at the back. How can he give that man some space? Snap underway. Again, he's on his way to 20, I reckon, the way he's going, this bloke. He's unbelievable, Sambono. As I said earlier, I get a little bit excited when he gets near it. And he gets his, what's that, Timmy, third?
Third for the afternoon as we go right back here to defence. Just great bodywork here. The ball gets plugged almost there. He just sort of holds his player up there in Joey Collinson, puts the ball out in front for their speeds. There's Timmy Eldridge been, as you mentioned there, he has been fantastic, not just today, but the last week or so here. Jackson Clark found a bit of space going forward. You'll see him out the back here, sort of just almost a bit lucky this time that his opponent left him. But if you are going to leave a man like that alone behind you, you've got to make sure you take the ball.
Clean ball, 3 of them.
He did get right through him, so he was a bit lucky. We won't say that was all class.
No, he knew it was going to happen. He knew it was going to happen. That's how he rolls.
Let's just say he's kicked his third goal.
The reason that did happen, though, is that the Wanderers defenders weren't present at all. There were 2 spare Buffaloes forwards, so it was always going to end up going through the big sticks.
So Miles with the tap there for the Buffs. As we've seen a few times today, he gets his own clearance. Eldridge stands underneath it. Ball pops out. Stokes. Eldridge and Stokes have been absolutely sensational in the opening quarter and a half. 40 points to 3 behinds. 14 minutes played in the second quarter. Buffs look really, really sharp. Could be sharper if they put it on the scoreboard. As I say that, I've stunk it up for Big Jolly Palmer. And holding the ball. So there's a free kick down the field against Brad Stokes. Going the way of Nicky. Just a bit of confusion here for the moment. Looks like it might be 50, is it? Yeah, it is. So Wanderers might get their first goal. 15 minutes played in the second quarter.
A lot of confusion out there. I think there was all 3 umpires paid a free kick at the same time, and they almost had a bit of a debate who's going to get the free.
So Mayo with an absolute stinker. Stinker of a kick, although beautiful pickup. Ball pops over the top. Savika with the handball. Collinson gets boots a ball. Anderson off the deck. Just clears a few. Geez, that is an absolutely ridiculous pickup there from Tambling, is it, I think? And that one's over the line. We'll have another man retiring. That's young Travis Tambling, is it? Anything to do with the great Richie?
Yeah, cousin of Richie, young Trav. He's got a bit of speed, Travis, but yeah, hasn't found himself into the game so far today.
Covers the ground well, doesn't he, the little unit?
He does.
That ball thrown back in. It's a bit scrappy. Looks like there's a free kick going the way of Palmer. Just pops it over the top. David Paul. We'll have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, you wonder when old Palmer, when he last had a kick at the footy, I don't know if he would have done much for pre-season at this stage in country footy, so he's probably coming off a fairly big off-season, but yeah, good on him to play today. It's fantastic. I'm sure it's, you know, he'd be really enjoying it out there. I'm sure the boys are getting around him as well.
So ball thrown back in. Looked a bit in the backish to me. Shawnee Ahmad, umpire says nothing's doing, he'll throw it up.
He might be short of a run, but he's found himself on the bottom of a few packs already.
He's a tough-looking unit. Back on the way, Anderson has a fresh area, then gets the second attempt. And that one's over the line. And we'll have another boundary throw in. So a bit of a kiss and a cuddle there. Anderson, and then the high five. Young Bronson Plummer. Sounds like an 80s film star. Here's Clark, sits underneath it. Taylor does well with the spoil, and again, boundary throw in central here at TIO. 17 minutes played, the Buffs 6-4-40, Wanderers 3 behinds. It's like a race on till half time. Are the Wanderers gonna get a goal? Stay tuned to find out. Ball underway. And going to be captain obvious here, but, you know, another boundary throw-in.
Yeah, as you spoke about during that first quarter, they've just got to take a few risks. Like at the moment, they can't get their hands on the ball. It's simple as that. It's every time they get the ball, they just try and get it forward somehow, and it's just it's a bit of a kick and hope as we see him here now try and maybe get a free kick over the back, and I think he'll get it there. You know, good to see Justin Marr there working hard, working to the right position there, but he's got to now push back nice and quick. Looks like he might not be able to at the moment, but he's pushed back here, but just gives the Buffaloes some time to get behind the ball, and kicking the ball like that is not going to help. And it's a good turnover here and opens up that far side of the ground for the Buffaloes. And here comes Stokes again. You'll see him push back, looking inside. Some free men coming through the middle of the ground. There's our boy, Sam Bono. Too far from the goals to kick the goal from there, mate. Looks at Jalen Clark, who he did kick the first goal for the team. Looking for his second. Kicks it beautifully off the boot. That's great ball movement. He's absolutely pumped with that one there. Sam Bono can take down the assist. And you see those same names coming through. Stokes, you know, Sam Bono and Jalen Clark finishing with the goal. And, yeah, fantastic play there. But all started from this turnover of a kick. You know, when you're kicking the ball to that part of the ground, it just really is turnover territory. You've either got to go look for the big men down the ground or, you know, just give his team a chance. But turning the ball over like that, you see Sam Bono sneak through the middle of the ground here. Good to see the young fella pushing up the ground, not just sitting forward as well.
Get him closer to the goals.
Jalen Clark gets on the end of one. Normally, I think it'd be the other way around, but you see Jalen Clark's reaction here, thinking, sorry, mate, that was supposed to be yours.
Yeah, and I agree. Jalen, very selfish. Should have given it back to Sam Bono, so he could have had a ping at his fourth. But just going back to Marr back at on the half-forward flank, I think he copped one in the nether region, so hence the stinking kick inside as we're back underway here in the middle of the ground. They've worked this well. Stokes out of the middle. Clark sits underneath it. Good spoil there from Wilson. Collinson gets wrapped up. Motlop sits on one. He's a big unit, that Motlop. To the tune of Brenton. Another boundary throw in. Two tough units there, Plummer and Motlop going at it. Here's big David Paul. Just too easy. Campbell at the bottom of that one. Dangerous sliding in there. And here we go. They've worked this well. He's Tambling, the little quick unit. Campbell flicks it out the back. He's going to get the free kick here for being held onto. Young Tambling just holding on a little bit too long. So Paulie Campbell goes long to centre half forward. Miles presents well. Stokes reads it beautifully. Have a look at this unit.
Kick the goal.
I like that. Yeah. Give it to Sam Bono. He was by himself. Just see that. No, it was a good effort there from young Stokes. So they get another behind. 7-5-47 to the Wanderers. Just the three behinds. 21 minutes played in the second quarter. As Mitchell Taylor kicks to himself. It's long to centre half back. Wanderers with the numbers. Buffs do well to hold this one up, and we'll have another stoppage right on the 50-metre line.
Yeah, it's really hard to find a winning player for the Wanderers out there at the moment. They're just really struggling to get their hands on the ball, and you know, for the Buffs, there's just winners all over the ground. As you see them get just a quick give out of the middle there. No, Jackson Clark, who's had a pretty good day himself sitting in that forward line there, but when the ball's coming in as much as it is, you know, it's pretty enjoyable footy playing in that forward pocket. And almost on the siren here, he'll get a chance to go back and try and kick his first goal for this afternoon.
I think the thing for me is the lack of pressure around the footy. You see there, Melly Rose has just had time and space to sit it out in front of Jackson Clark, and he's going to have a shot from 20 metres out directly in front, so too easy.
So Jackson Clark, about 30 metres out. Kick underway is a good one. Buffs get their 8th. It's all pretty easy here at TIO Stadium. Buffs 8-5-53. Wanderers just the 3 behinds. 22 minutes played in the second quarter.
Yeah, you spoke out there with Rose. He just had time there. He looked twice. You know, it's great to see him obviously use that vision there. He knew exactly where he was kicking that ball. He didn't just bomb away. He saw a bit of space, and often as a good midfielder, good midfielder does, they kick the ball to space and make your forwards lead there. And he pretty much made his forward get to that spot. And yeah, great kick there. And he's another dangerous player for them. And you know, they're all fighting for a finals position at the moment too. So they're not going to stop. They're going to keep attacking here, which will be pretty exciting. Hopefully that second half.
So back in the middle. Big men do battle. Atkinson with on that tap. Ball in dispute. And the ball is just about to pop out. Justin Ma. We'll have another stoppage here in the middle of the ground. As the ball's in dispute. Bodies flying everywhere. Nice handball there. Ball pops out. Wanderers with the clearance. Could have been a free kick. Here's Jeffrey. Gets wrapped up. Could have been held on to. Umpire says play on. Buffs with the numbers. Barrawanga with that pickup. Anderson taps that one out of bounds. And there it is. It's half-time here at TIO Stadium. Darwin Buffs 8-5-53. The Wanderers just the 3 behinds. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Just a moment.
Yeah, the wait is over, baby. I'm about to blow your mind. Yeah. In Australia, a keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds. Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
So we can feel wherever you feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin for easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
TIO. If you turn your attention to the big screen, we're just about to do our raffle for the TIO Page fundraiser. We just want to thank everyone here today for coming along and supporting such a great cause in Thai. I know you're watching, mate. All the best. We're all thinking of you. We've got Cameron Island here from NT Thunder. How are you, Cam?
Yeah, very well, mate. It's great to be here. We've got a fantastic group of people here to support Ty and through this journey with him. And yeah, it's been fantastic, mate.
Mate, great support being shown by the whole NT footy community. Great prizes here in the first raffle, mates. Let's get it underway.
No worries. All right, the first one is...
Sinead Davin. First prize, you've won a $350 gift voucher to Sky City Hotel Resort and a Sky City bar or restaurant and a $200 spa treatment. What was that name again, Cammy? Sinead Davin. That one. Draw the second prize. Here we go. What we got, mate?
Second one is... Rogers.
Paddy, mate. Paddy Rogers. Paddy Rogers, second prize, mate. North Melbourne Jed Anderson match worn 2017 jersey signed by the entire 2018 squad and a 10-session pass to CrossFit abode Darwin. Pump them games, mate. Get them going. Third prize, Cammy. Who's our winner? Natalie Sisney. Oh, she's here. Come on out. Nah, she's right. She's a bit shy. Oh, no, here she comes. Here she comes. Natalie, you've won yourself 2 gift vouchers to Rejuve You, including a skin-specific facial package and a $100 cosmetic injectable treatment. There you go, valued at $200. Congratulations. No worries. Round of applause for all of our winners. Thank you very much for all those that have entered. And we'll do a second raffle a little later on. Cammy, mate, thanks for your support of the event, and thanks to everyone here again for all your support over the last few weeks for Ty Martin Page. All the best, mate. I know you're watching. Any words, Cammy?
Nah, mate, hope everything's going well, and we're ready for some serious money tonight.
That's what it's all about. Thanks again to everyone involved, and thanks for all your donations over the last few weeks. We'll get back to the footy. Cheers.
He lit it.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium for the second half. Darwin Buffaloes 8-5-53. Wanderers just the 3 behinds. It's an absolute snorefest on their behalf as we're back underway. The umpire's picked out a free kick here.
Bit of a sling tackle there, just sort of threw him down to the ground after he got rid of there. Chris Williams paid against him.
So the kick inside 50. Wanderers need a goal. That's fair to say. Ball in dispute. Clearance down there from Williams. It's a nice clearing ball. Clark in pursuit. Motlop off the ground. Aldridge, great tackle and is rewarded with the free kick. For such a little man, he's one tough unit. So he's got the ball on centre wing, just weighing up his options here. Hasn't got a lot on offer, just elects to go long down the line. It's a good kick too. Straight down the throat of Williams. So he's just weighing up his options. Got all the time in the world. Sam Bono's over the back there, looking as dangerous as ever. Wanderers just tightening up a bit here when Sam Bono arrives. That's a free kick to Sam Bono, surely. Kick underway, that's smothered. Buffs arrive in numbers. Numbers central, have a look at this one. Pops out. Has he done it? He has. Joel Palmer gets one for his best buddy. Ty Martin Page, you'll be at Adelaide watching that one. And what a moment it is.
Yeah, no, the boys are all getting around him too. It's fantastic.
He got the hands up there in beautiful position and finished pretty well. He'd be pretty happy with that. Chrissy Williams, good hands in the wet, and the pressure that they've applied forward all day has been a highlight from the Buffaloes. Sam Bono worked tirelessly until they won the ball, and the big fella got the hands up and finished beautifully.
Yeah, it's just that constant tackle is, it's what you want from your, successful teams, have that great forward pressure, and we've seen that all day to him there. And, as soon as he kicked the goal, you saw all the boys get around him, and right in front of the crowd at the far end there, the function at the end of the oval there, they'd be loving that one.
Great celebration it was. Palmer getting a goal for his pal, Ty Martin Page. Just put a bit of life into the game. We got a bit excited there. And just like that, we're flat again. Jimmy, as his ball's cut off. At centre half back by Moroney. He moves it quickly. He's the man of the moment, Joel Palmer. Can't wait to see him after for this function. He'll be in fine form, you would have thought.
Be a little bit dehydrated after this, I would have thought, so he'll be in for a big night.
Ball on the deck. Look at that. The moves for a big unit. Wilson gets absolutely crunched in the tackle. Here's Taylor. He stinks this one up. Aldridge. Handball out. Stokes. Nice little handball again. Williamson misses it. Off the deck to the top of the square. Best out the back. Sam Bono's there looking dangerous as ever. Can he get another one? Ball in dispute. It's not a lot. It's getting real sort of scrappy. Jackson Clark puts the hands in the back. Umpire says playing it, pops out. Tambling just puts it to his advantage, although it's gone out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, I reckon they've pushed 2 defenders back here at the moment. They're just trying to stop the forward line goal scoring, but it's going to make it very hard to score themselves, the Wanderers here. But it's amazing the Buffs can still find space with all those players down there. They're just got to be accountable for a player at the moment, and you're not given that freedom to run through the ground, unopposed.
2 defenders back. I do not like the sound of this. We go from Stinkville to Stinkfest in the space of 1 quarter. Timmy Aldridge inside 50, straight down the throat. So they move it quickly. Here's Hoda, just pops it over the top. Here's Totham. Barrawonga does well, wraps him up, although the ball pops out. And that one, again, that's happened a few times today, out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, just good pressure again there. Jeffrey McDonald just couldn't get the ball up in the air, and, great chase there by the Buffaloes to turn it over. There was Nook Mansell there out the back line, just started that defensive movement, but it looks like Timmy Eldridge might be having the kick. No, he's come on. He May have been in the back, but, obviously that great chase is always fantastic to see. It'll be Chrissy Williams to take the ball here across half-back.
No one on the mark. I'm loving that work. The stinker. Williams with the handball over the top. Campbell with the missed tackle, about slipped high. Totham will get the free kick for the Wanderers. So he just goes back. A bit of a peek around. Nothing much on offer. Goes short, gets cut off, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
I think this is a bit of a positive for the Buffaloes, just the way that they've forced the Wanderers to go along the boundary line. If you look every time they've looked inside, it's been covered pretty well by the Buffs.
I was actually at the Buffs training on Thursday night, and they were practicing this. So it's good to see Matty Campbell's doing a fantastic job at this thing we call coaching. Jimmy, you would know a bit about it. Anyway, we're inside 50 here. Jimmy Driscoll's looking at me up and down.
I'm just impressed with the background work you've done.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I do a bit of work through the week on what you call a professional knot. And have a look at this. Inside by himself, Joe Anderson. Not real sure how this unit can be in so much space and forward. Jimmy, as a coach, talk me through that, pal.
Well, I think with Wanderers rolling 2 numbers back, it's Matty Campbell's just rolled his spares around, and that's forced Joey Anderson into the forward line, which if I was Mo Motlop, I'd be putting those blokes back, because you don't want this bloke anywhere inside 50 with a shot on goal.
So here he is on the approach, Joey Anderson. Kick underway. And he's dobbed it. Well done, Anderson, and look at him, just runs straight down. No fuss about it. He just gets the job done, does the big boy from full back. Buffs move to 10-5, 65. Wanderers 3 behinds. I think the question we've got to ask ourselves, are the Wanderers going to score?
I can't see it happening at this stage. They've gone real defensive, which at this stage of the year, they've really got nothing to lose, so I'm not sure why that's happening. So if I was Mo, I'd be going flat out trying to score and see what you can get out of it for the rest of the year.
Yeah, great play there by Malcolm Roses. Again, he's probably sort of got under our radar a little bit today, but we've seen some fantastic movement by him. And once again, didn't bomb away. He lowered the eyes. He found the best option and pinpointed his forward.
So Miles with the tap down there for the Buffs. Was just a scrap on. He's done it again. The big men have done it a few times today. Won their own clearance. Barawanga, here he is, the excitement machine. Just kicks it out to Stokes. Stokes with the chiseler, and a good defensive punch from behind from Brimacombe. And we'll have another boundary throw in.
And that's what we need to see more of from the Wanderers, that tightness on their opposition player. They're giving them too much space and just allowing the Buffs to chip around. So there's a bit more accountability. It should be a better game.
So back underway. The kick goes long down the line. Here's McDonald. He keeps his feet, does well. Ball pops out. Here we go, 1-on-1. They haven't seen this much all day. Could have been a free kick to Sham Motlop. Umpire says play on. Savika does well just to hold the Wanderers player up. He's going to get it back here, Savika. Here we go with the 1-2 to Moroney. He hands it off to Clark. Clark just throws the ball to his boot. Works out well. Stokes could have been 50. Umpire says no way, pal. So Stokes just weighing up his options, just slows it down for the moment. Moroney's had about 15 touches in about 2 seconds. Out to Clark. Clark with another shank. He's just shanking it around a bit today. Bit of a lamb shank from Clark. And that one's out of bounds. We'll have another boundary throw in.
No pressure on him there. He's really got to hit those targets leading into finals.
Obviously, when you come up against a better opposition, they're sort of things you need to try and get right. And this is the perfect opportunity for the Buffaloes to, put a bit of pressure, set some standards for themselves, and start doing everything to the best of their ability, and push themselves and push their name in front of the coach. Say, I want to be a part of this finals team.
Anderson with the double fist up, probably should have gone the mark. I learnt that in under-12s at St Monica's in Kangaroo Flat, and that one's gone over the line. We'll have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, definitely one of my pet hates. If you can get 2 fists of the ball, you can definitely get 2 hands to it, so you might as well take the catch.
I did that off centre-half back for St Monica's A's, under-12s in Bendigo. Got told off. Never did it again. Hence my football career only went to under 18, so I won't talk much more about me playing football. Anyway, back underway, umpire circling, and we will throw this one up. So it's a bit of a scrappy affair here, stoppage after stoppage. Timmy's mate, the young umpire, doing a fantastic job. Ball pops out. Burrawunga with a backhanded, underarmed, long ball style throw. That was extraordinary. So here we go again. Wanderers just going to cough this one up. Centering ball. That's a beautiful kick there from Moroney. Finds Aldridge. He gets dropped after getting rid of it. And guess who? Have a look at this. Sam Bono lining up for goal number 4. I said 10. He might not get 10 in these conditions. Let's just say that. Timmy, I know I probably went a bit overboard because I get a bit excited about it, the great man, but
we saw Jaden Clark took one off him earlier, so but yeah, if we go back to the replay, you just watch him take the mark. But you know, we've seen a lot of people drop marks like that today, so you know it was a great effort just to get his hands underneath it and sneak it up. But yeah, well done by Timmy Eldridge again, probably being pushed down across half back at this quarter, try and shirt it around, but. Here he goes, looking for his set shot. He did not even watch that go through the big sticks. He knew he'd kick the goal, and that's number 4 for Sam Bono. So the Buffaloes, as easy as that, go to 11 goals, 5-71. The Wanderers, 3 points.
You spoke about Timmy Eldridge off half back. It's probably a good opportunity for Matty Campbell to, beautiful kick by Leslie Moroney. Probably a good opportunity for Matty Campbell to try a few things out and see what he can do leading into finals. If he needs to put Timmy Eldridge back on a small forward, he can do that and try out a few different things.
Could be thinking, where can I put myself as well? Like, you know, him making sure there's a spot for him still.
I think Cam Stokes played in Div 1 today, so there's another handy inclusion. Although that man always seems to play on one leg. He's always strapped up that much.
First Division 1 game he's ever played, apparently. So,
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's done one better than me. As we're back underway, he's the hard-looking bearded unit in Palmer. Oh, don't do him folding the ball. Hey, here we go. We popped out. Umpire was about to ping him for holding the ball, but said play on. Whitelock does well, keeps it in front, gets the kick out, dropped mark. Should have done better there. Clark with a nice handball. That's better from him, although just misses the target in Aldridge. Here we go. Stokes kicks inside 50. It's a good one. Look who it is. Jeez, we could be looking at 10. I'm getting a bit excited.
How's the kick again, though? Just fantastic. Jared Stokes, that was just an exceptional kick if we see the replay, but he just sort of kicked it off his leg. Like, generally it's a lot easier to kick the ball around the corner, but he sort of kicked that off leg and pushed it right out to the space there. And so we go back to it now. Just it's fantastic there, just to open up the goal square there. And
I don't even think Sam Bono was heading that direction. He just chicked, and have a look at this. Have a look at this. Sam Bono gets number 5. We got him half a chance. I will lose the plot if he kicks 10. Holy dooly.
And I think there we see the difference between the two sides. Wanderers miss a target on the inside with a drop mark, and then going forward, Stokesy just on the outside of the boot sits it out in front. You said Sam Bono wasn't going that way, and that's what you want with your forwards. Make them come to the ball. So it was a beautiful kick, beautiful spot, and a great finish by Sam Bono for his 5th.
And a beautiful man. What a unit.
He is a unit.
And he's still got his family down here. They're all still flooded out down home. So I know that they're still staying at the showgrounds there at the moment. So hopefully a few of them snuck down here to watch their boy kick a few goals.
Apparently they have had a bit more rain too down at Daly River. So they'll be in town for a bit longer, the crew from the Daly region. So a free kick coming back. Burlinson, he moves it quickly. Come on, let's really get a Wanderers goal home here, boys. Although, gonna get one when they just keep turning the ball over. Although Brimacombe does well, keeps the ball in front, chips it over the top. Drop mark to Fairhead. Umpire's picked out a free kick here. And it's going the way of Palmer. The bearded unit. He looks like an absolute unit, this bloke.
Been impressed with him today. His attack on the footy is first class.
So the kick long down the line just pops over the back. Kicks to centre half back. Here's Aldridge been absolutely exceptional today. Look at this for a chisel. Look! Look! Timmy's going to have a heart attack, I am too. He's lined up for number 6.
Mally Roses it was, and I think we've called him a few times, just his ability with a little bit of space to lower his eyes and hit up a target. And yeah, not too sure I'd be leaving too much space in front of this fella.
We need Timmy Eldridge to do something to his hair again because we can tell the difference. I think I've confused him a few times.
Yeah, that's the man bun. We need the man bun back. Sam Bono. Come on, pal. Look at that. He gets number 6. Unbelievable work from him. He's on fire early here in the third quarter. Darwin Buffaloes move to 13-5-83. Wanderers 3 behinds. Let's have a look at this replay.
Obviously just a bit of a rush kick there. You see the numbers around the ball there, like it's almost 3 or 4 to 1, but Rose has come through again. We saw it last time as well, another assist to him. And there he comes straight through there. Just needs a metre on his opponent. He just jumps really early to protect the ball there and takes the mark. And, you know, I've seen him today. Anything inside that 50-metre zone, he's going to kick the goal.
Tell you what, if that kid, if Sam Bono stays in here, plays Thunder, puts a bit of meat on, imagine him.
He's going to take it meat on, but I'm more impressed with Mally Rose with the under-18 nationals coming up. Looks all right off half forward.
So here we go. Umpire says play on. Not 15. Wanderers inside 50. Anderson being held onto. And it's a free kick every day of the week. Dobson giving that one away. So they've moved it pretty quick. Trying to milk the 50. Here's Stokes dashing through the middle. Handball's over the top. Might get it back, Stokes. Williams just fakes for the moment. Puts it out towards Collinson. Roses tries to wrap him up. Umpire says play on. This is better move it from the Wanderers. Totham. It's in the Tamling direction. Good spoil there from Barrawanga. Here's Nicky. Here's Tamling, gets the ball back. Look at this, has a bounce in these conditions. That's pretty ridiculous. Kick underway. And that one has gone across the face, over the boundary line, and we'll have another throw in.
The people running from everywhere here. The ball hasn't been down the end of the ground, and there's just almost no one there for the throw-in. So, yeah, all the numbers are pushing back here now. So, obviously, a good opportunity here for the Wanderers to try and force a goal and, get a bit of respect, I suppose. Now it's sort of getting to one of those stages. 13 goals to 0. It hasn't happened too often to this team, and it's definitely new ground for them.
So, all thrown back in the air. Savika doing the ruck work for the Buffs. Don't say that very often. He wins his own clearance. Heads out towards Williams. He does well. Ball pops over the top. And that one's coming back, it looks like, through Jeffrey. And that one is cut off by Kevin Moroney for the Buffs. He plays on. Well, umpire says play on. He just sticks it to space. Stokes. It's a nice looking kick across the ground. Just opens up the fat side. Savika has on the end of the line. Here's Aldridge. Again, has Clark on. Ignores that. Stevenson. All a bit too easy here. Big Paul could have given the handball off then to Jackson Clark. He probably said, no, mate, you're spraying him everywhere today. So the big boy goes back, puts it long inside 50. Drop mark down there. Where's Sam Bono? He's floating on the outside of the pack. Wanderers with the numbers. Big Palmer slides in. Ball pops out again. Clark. Out of his reach. Clark goes and gets it. Good work from Clark there. Here's Jalen Clark. Puts it inside, and have a look at that. Roses does well. Moves it quickly. And it's just popped over the head. Timmy Aldridge, and we'll have another boundary throw-in. How many times do you reckon I've said that today?
23.
Thank you. Have you been right? Oh, look at that. Viewers at home, he has actually been writing it down. Well done, mate. Should start actually keeping stats, though, that are useful. Anyway, back underway. Ball comes out from Wanderers. Jalen Clark does well. Body's flying everywhere in the mud. Hot, heavy conditions. Campbell with a nice handball. Stokes gets boots a ball. Roses flies over the back. Wanderers with the numbers. Ball pops up. Thompson gets a handball away. Dangerous kick inside the middle of the ground. Works out well, though. Here go the Wanderers. Can they get their first goal? Look at this. Oh! Big Shanny Motlop. It's the first good look of it he's had all day. He might just go back and drill the Wanderers first.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens with a little bit of quick ball movement, but still made it look a little bit scrappy. They need to be a lot cleaner with their skills if they're going to get back into the game.
Shan Motlop with the massive shorts for the Wanderers. Kick underway is a good one. They get there first. Thank you very much. 1 goal, 9 points are the Wanderers. Buffs, 13-5, 83, 20 minutes played in the third quarter.
Yeah, he's pretty happy there. He's got a big smile on the face. You think a new beauty. We're going to get a goal at least. But, yeah, well done to him. He's obviously battled a bit today. He's not moving that well, but, you know, he's had all day. He's had those defenders dropping in front of him because the ball's been coming in so slowly. So Joey Anderson keeps picking him off. But, yeah, well done to Wanderers there. As you said, fast ball movement, and then suddenly there's some space for him up in the forward line and they can get a goal.
What was the last look we had at Sambona? How many is he on? 6?
6 at the moment.
Need 4 more. We'll have a Hearn. Anyway, ball thrown back up. Wanderers. Tambling, hovering over the top of it. Ball pops out. Stokes in pursuit and Totham. Totham does well. Ball just pops out here. Wanderers might get away here, although it's turned over for now. Tambling. He's done well, the young fella. He's done really well, actually. Puts the ball out to Jordan Jeffrey. He goes long to centre half forward. Maroney with the spoil. Anderson does well. Jalen Clark just does the Dustin Martin fend off. Drops the pill.
Played against him.
Sort of did the high fend off to the throat. Jalen Clark.
Last 5 or so minutes, the pressure from the Wanderers has been a bit better, so they'll have a second inside 50 in a row. So it's a bit of a change in form, which is good.
Can't believe they called that. They called that holding the ball.
Threw it.
Did he? Are you an umpire?
No, I just saw it.
Here's Nicky, dances round 1 with a nice kick towards Motlop to the tune of Aaron. Been a bit quiet today, has Aaron. That ball gets chopped off by Anderson. Could have marked that one as well. He's done it a few times, the big boy today. Ball inside, and there's a mark down there to Brimacombe. And he'll go back, and he might get the Wanderers' second goal for the game.
He's battled pretty well today, I reckon. He's had a bit of a crack. He's been along the defensive area a fair bit, but yeah, he's definitely one of their players who's obviously had a real good crack at it today.
So Brimacombe on the 45-degree angle. 35 metres out, kick underway. They get their second. Wanderers, you would never thought would say that. They get their second deep in the third quarter. Wanderers move to 2-3-15. Buffaloes 13-5, 83.
Yeah, second goal in a row, and as we said before, a little bit of pressure has allowed them to head forward, and Aaron Motlop, good hit up target and lowered his eyes, which they haven't done a lot of today. Joey Anderson could have marked that one, but they set up pretty well, and Marcus Totham, the rising star from round 16, in long and deep, and we get a shot on goal.
So back in the middle, couldn't be too far off. 3/4 time. Miles with the tap. Stokes with the clearance. We've said that a few times today. But Wanderers off half back do well. Tambling in pursuit for the Wanderers. 3-on-1. This before young unit. Look at that. He's just ran into a train. Joey Anderson says, "Sorry, pal. You're only a little unit, and I am a massive unit." So we'll have another boundary throw in. No umpire man bun this week, unfortunately. Was loving his work last week. As we're back, Miles with the tap. Stevenson, Clark in pursuit, and we'll have another boundary throw in. Look at this young fella up against the massive unit in Miles. And there we go. It is three-quarter time at TIO Stadium. Wanderers just the 2 goals, 3-15. Darwin Buffs 13-5. 83 will be back with the last quarter right after this.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Just a moment.
Yeah, the wait is over, baby. I'm about to blow your mind. Yeah. In Australia, a keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds. Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details and safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with a Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Welcome back to Southern Cross Television's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. The Wanderers just the 2 goals, 3-15 to the Darwin Buffaloes, 13-5. 83. Jimmy, 2 different styles on display, but what's the message that Mo Motlop drops to the Wanderers at three-quarter time?
Well, they kicked the last 2 goals of that quarter, so I think it should be a positive one. They saw, once they moved the ball quickly inside forward 50, the first one was Shannon Motlop and the second one was Tyler Brimacombe. once they got it in quickly, they score. So I think the message should be, let's get it in quick, see what we can do, and hopefully put a few more goals on the board.
Big question, I suppose, for us is who's going to kick those goals for the Buffaloes? Is your boy going to get his 10? What do you reckon?
Well, I was getting a bit excited. I know I get a bit excited when I see the man in space. But anyway, we're looking forward to an entertaining last quarter. Hopefully some more goals from the Wanderers. We'll sort of see how that plays out. But what about the Buffs, do you think, Timmy? What's the message from Matty Campbell at three-quarter time? Do they put the cue in the rack or do they keep going hard?
No, I'd keep attacking all the time, and yeah, he wants to play exciting footy, and obviously the game's opened up a little bit. The defensive nature of the whole game has gone away now, so I think it's a great opportunity to try and, kick 6 or 7 goals in this last quarter. There's no rain around, it's pretty good conditions apart from the, a bit slippery underfoot, but no, I reckon he'll keep attacking, and, these players, as I said earlier, a number of times throughout the game, they're trying to play finals footy. They're trying to, one more game next week and then, finals start, so this time of year, you're definitely not putting the cue in the rack. You're trying to become as good a team as you can and prepare yourself the best you can.
It's an exciting time in the season. It is the NTFL season. It's been a good season, hasn't it, Jimmy?
It certainly has, and who would have thought that, last year's grand finalists won't be playing finals, and some Marys have dropped down a bit, Buffs have come up, Tiwi have come up, so good even competition.
It'll be a good game next week, Tiwi and Waratah. I think it's on the Sunday, so everyone will be watching that space as Palmer gets the first clearance for the Buffs, but it's gone straight down the throat. Jordan Jeffrey, umpire says play on. He heads long down the line. Motlop just shoves Savika in the back. Umpire says play on though, and we'll have boundary thrown. I think the windows are just starting to steam up a bit here in the commentary box, and it's a bit hard to see down there, isn't it, boys?
You shouldn't have eaten those dim sims at three-quarter time, so you just steamed it up a bit in here.
Yeah, well, I am a dim sim man. I don't mind them. Here we go. Ball pops out. Long down the line. Here's this man, Malcolm Rose, has been really impressive today. Just on Sam Bono watch, he's just stayed back there. Good crunching tackle there from Sean Armat. Here go the Buffs again through Williams. Just puts it to the top of the square. Sambono stays down. What can he do? Just roughing up a few individuals. He is. Ball stays in. Wanderers player just handballs it to himself. Sambono does well to keep the ball in play. That's a free kick for holding the man, surely. Umpire says play on. Armat could not quite hold on to it. Gets his feet. Here's Roses. He's had an absolute blinder in the Clark direction. Covers the ball well. And that one is juggled over the line and will have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, just couldn't, nearly took it on that first one, just sort of bobbled around and just went over the line for that second chance there for Jackson Clark. He's had a pretty good game. He's made a few mistakes where they had the ball in his hand, but he's definitely been a pretty dangerous player from that forward line as well today.
So a shallow boundary throw in. Umpire said that wasn't too bad. Sambono with a nice handball. Have a look at this. Have a look at it go out of bounds on the full. There from Joey Collinson.
Yeah, I think Jackson Clark probably in that forward line, if Matty Campbell comes back in, might nearly take his spot, because if Campbell comes back in, it makes it pretty dangerous with Eldridge, Roses, Sambono, and if the big fella Shillaby comes back in too. So good signs for them heading into the finals.
Yeah, Collinson's the other. I'm not sure if you mentioned him too, but he's obviously had a pretty good day as well. So, you know, definitely a bit of a fight for that small forward line position in this team.
So the free kick going the way of Justin Marr. He goes long down the line. Ball pops out the back, although it's coming straight back in through Aldridge. It's a clever kick to space. Here he is, Roses, with a nice handball. Campbell, snap on goal is off to the left. Sambono was there. Would have just lowered my eyes, but anyway, what would I know? Taylor with the kick-in duties, just a short one. Umpire says play on. Sambono with some good closing speed. Is Moroney. Campbelling in pursuit of him. No. Clark. Nice kick from Clark. Roses moves it quickly to Aldridge. Look at that, all too easy. Eldridge will go back on the slight angle and kick from about 45 metres to get Darwin's 14th.
So Sambono kicked 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. It's only natural he kicks 4 in the fourth, isn't it?
Hope so. We'll just kick it to, where is he? Just give it to him. Anyway. Here he is, Eldridge. Kick underway is a good one. No, it's not. That's a stinker. It's off to the right. So they get another minor. 13-7-85 to the Wanderers. 2-3-15. Taylor with the kick in again. Finds Hodor. He goes long down the line to about a 50-on-1. Buffs do well here. There's Palmer with some nice hands. Goes to centre half forward. And a good mark to Darwin Dobson. He's been pretty good today for the Wanderers. He's really tried hard. He centres the ball, finds Totham. He's also tried really hard today. He's done well, the young fella. They move it out here to the skinny Mackenzie May. What a great name that is. Saveka gets hands in the back from Motlop. And the umpire saw that one. So Saveka plays on. Eldridge out here by himself, time and space. Centres the ball. Stokes also in time and space. Have a look at this. All a bit easy. Miles. He plays on, the big unit. Doesn't mind playing on either. Sambono. Oh, nearly. Taylor just off the deck. Defence just crumbling here at the moment. Ball pops out. Collinson in pursuit. Ball's coming back in again through Roses. He's been absolutely extraordinary. And have a look. I knew it was coming. It's only taken 5.5 minutes. No, go back. Don't play on. Go back and have a shot. You can drill these. He's a very talented man, isn't he, Timmy?
He is a very talented man. And, you know, just looking forward to next week. Obviously, these goals are going to be pretty important. They've got a really tough game next week playing Nightcliff, who've been very good the last couple of weeks. And, you know, could quite easily be second semi-final teams, finishing second, third, but every goal they kick now is going to be very important.
Sambono, kick underway. Umpire hasn't moved much. Oh, hit the post. That's his first he's moved today. I've cracked it. I've absolutely cracked it. I just threw him a pen.
Yeah, unlucky by the young fella, but it was a pretty tough shot there from the 45-metre area, but...
Gets him 9 times out of 10.
He normally does kick those goals, so...
I think the positive thing is that a couple of times Melly Roses to Sambono, 2 young fellas in the forward line that are working well together and playing well.
Right, you had the opportunity to give it to Sambono, and look what happens. Miles, jeez, come on, buddy.
Yeah, you don't see
Gotta be better than that.
The big ruckman, whenever they see the goals, they cannot handball the ball. They get so excited, the big fellas, and they always go for it. But
that had a bit of the Ryan Smiths about it.
Oh, here he goes.
St Mary's. Anyway, back underway. Ball stays in for the moment. 2-on-1. The Buffs player just giving that one away. Umpire says advantage Wanderers. Have a crack. And it looks like they might turn this one over. Totham does very well. And he's pinged for holding the ball. Advantage. Stokes just pops it over the top. And Roses again. He's been on absolute fire all day. And he deserves a few more shots. Look at Sambono just floating around saying, give it to me, pal. Give it to me. And he's just going, not on my watch, buddy. Get in the goal square.
He definitely deserves to kick a goal. As we've said his name a number of times, especially this second half. And, yeah, really deserves to go back and kick this one here, Malcolm Roses.
Malcolm Roses on the approach, gets really close to the man on the mark and has pushed it off to the left. I don't think Sambono would have missed that one. He just would have drilled that.
I think this game's a good one for Melly. Get a little bit of confidence as a 17-year-old going into Premier League finals.
He's a really handy little player, that young fella. And exceptionally well today. He's best on ground easily, I think. Apart from Sambono, obviously, but, you know. Anyway, they've turned this one over again. Here he is, man of the moment. Roses just pops it over to Campbell. Can he keep it in? Nah, umpire says that one's gone over the line and we'll have a boundary throw in. So the Buffs 13-10-88, Wanderers 2-3-15, 8 minutes played. I don't like Sambono's chances of kicking 10. We're just on Sambono watch at the moment. Wanderers with the clearance. for the moment. Campbell cuts that one off. Long towards the top of the goal square. Taylor off mid-air, sort of soccer volley style kick. Buff's done well to hold this one up. Wanderers just can't get that ball out of their back line. That's a throw every day of the week. And the umpire saw that one, the young fella. Jalen Clark giving him a bit of a bake. Go easy on him, he's only a kid. He's in year 10, Jalen. Grow up.
And you're talking about Wanderers not being able to get it out of there. The Buffaloes' pressure all game has been one of the highlights.
So the kick comes out towards the boundary line and dropped. And we'll have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, just looking through, obviously next week with the ground looking like it is, it's interesting they've moved all the games away from TIO next week to try and get into some really good condition for these finals coming up in a few weeks' time. So community football everywhere next week.
Mate, we are back out next week. We're in Nightcliff. I'd like getting on that balcony with the riff-raff, the Nightcliff crowd up on the balcony. They get a bit hostile, they do down there. Anyway, we're back underway. Savika does well, tries to keep his feet, does the big boy. Goes the one hand with the pick-up, misses it. Ball on the deck, pops out. Can Wanderers get another one here? And that one's been rushed by Timmy. Might actually be a free kick for sliding below the knees. No, umpire says no, that's no worries. And through from behind. So 2-4, 16 are the Wanderers, the Buffs, 13-10, 88. Can't see that one's... no, we're back underway.
Yeah, the Buffaloes just trying to work their ball. I think everyone sort of stopped there, weren't sure what was going on, but the Wanderers get another opportunity here going inside their forward 50. Sort of just lands in between 2 or 3 players there. Motlop on his left foot. He's got it. He's definitely got some talent, and he hasn't had much of the ball today, but Aaron Motlop there, great skills there. Clean take, threw it on his opposite foot there. You see him give a bit of a high five to Jeffrey McDonald, and yes, it's not as exciting as you'd hope at this time of year normally. Normally Aaron Motlop's preparing for finals footy, and yeah, didn't have that excitement once he kicked the goal here. But you see the ball there, just landing a lot of space there. No one really wanted to take control of the ball there. They worked the ball through the middle. Once again it lands. No one's really saying, I want to get my hands on the ball here. Just pops out there. Aaron Motlop slots it onto his left foot there, and a small high five. But yeah, unfortunately for the Wanderers, they've got one more game to go this season, and planning for next year begins.
I hope they play a few kids next week, Jimmy. Get some run into the young fellas, build their confidence up going into next year's season.
Yeah, watching the under-18s at the Mockalong Cup this weekend, there's definitely some talent there, so it'd be good to see.
Joey Collinson could have won the free kick. Umpire says play on. Inside 50 now for the Wanderers. Good pick up there from Moroney. Kick just pinned over the top. Stokes in a 2-on-1, does well. Gets the ball over the line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Jimmy Driscoll thinking that one was deliberate. Signalling to me. I saw it out the corner of my eye.
Well,
that was pretty deliberate, wasn't it?
As we look at the replay, 2-on-1, and it probably should have been a free kick to Collinson, but I think Chrissy Williams, just looking at him pick up the ball there, is a pretty underrated player. His inside work goes unnoticed, and come finals time, he'll be pretty important for the Buffs.
So the umpire recalling that one. Another boundary throw in. Big Miles with the tap over the back, volleyball style. All Wanderers though. Here we go. Here's Jalen Clark. Kicks inside 50, but it's stopped. No, drop mark down there to Casemiro. Have a look at that for a banana. Straight out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, Jalen Clark coming through there, just probably had to hit the ball, into that dangerous area, that sort of 15, 20 metre mark outside of the square, just in front of Sambona to lead onto it, and just trying to pick the short one off there where it probably wasn't on.
Yeah, they've been a bit selfish here, not giving it to Sambona at every opportunity. Here's Big Miles. Good mark too from the big boy. He'll go back about 55, plays on, wheels around. In Sambono's down there. And no, he's giving away the free kick. Unbelievable. Just give him the free kick. Why wouldn't you? Anyway. Hoda. It's a nice kick. Didn't look too good off the boot, and a bit of a problem there to Jeffrey. Pulled up a bit Ginger, stretching out. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Barwanga with the effective spoil. He'll run onto it this one. Clean below the knees. I like him below the knees. Kick underway. Totham with the half volley. Couldn't gather. And that one's gone over the line again for another boundary throw-in.
Been a free kick. He looks like the umpire's come into... He's paying the free kick. I'm not sure if it's for deliberate or holding the ball, but he'll take the free kick here, and Stevenson will push the Buffs forward again. Great mark. There's that boy, Roses. Wheels around on his left foot, looking short. It's not the boy. Great defensive work there by the Wanderers. Not Lenio to pick the ball up. No one really wants to take the ball here. They're sort of all just socking the ball around. Maybe a high tackle. No, play on. And they all jump on the ball. A few weird arms going around here. He's played the free kick against the Wanderers there. Probably fair enough. Tula didn't really get the ball out, held the ball into him here, and Jackson Clark will push the Wanderers, sorry, how am I going? The Buffaloes forward again.
You're going pretty good, I reckon, big boy. That's right, Jackson Clark just weighing up his options. And Fines, have a look at this. Just go back, settle, just settle down. It's a tight kick. Go, move around closer to the fence there. You'll probably have more opportunity there. Picking it from there, he's ridiculous, this man. He just dries his hands. Just take a moment to honour the great Sambono. As he winds up, have a look at this, runs around a little bit. Kick underway, he likes it. As he salutes to the crowd, he says, have a go at me, I'm pretty sharp. And that's what's that, goal number
7.
Oh, there's still time. I'm getting a bit excited. Sambono's been absolute fire.
The Wanderers have sat 2 back in front of him, so that's why he's had to go a little bit wider to get the footy. But yeah, such is the talent that he doesn't need much room to slot him through.
And just the form he's coming into, Jimmy, do you think this is the form that you want your star forward coming into the finals, isn't it?
Exactly right. He missed a few games early in the year, so good form at the end of the year, and obviously NTFL finals, but then pushing into NT Thunder as well.
Yeah. He's up for a big year, I reckon, Sambono. 2018 could be the year for the young man. As Barrawanga collects for the Buffs. Roses again. He's had about 50,000 disposals. Ball goes in, just half volleyed off the deck. Might work out well. Here's Feijo, just pops it over the top. To Ma, he goes back. Jalen Clark stands the mark. Dobson just weighing up his options. Wanted to move it inside. There was nothing doing. Goes long to the boundary line. Half forward flank. Ball comes inside 50. And a good mark down there to McDonald. Very well done by the young man. As Jimmy's phone's going off, the iPhone. Oh, I can't believe it. Anyway, McDonald on the approach. On the tight angle. Kick underway. And he's just pushed it to the right. So a minor score there for the Wanderers. 3-5-23. Darwin Buffaloes 14-10-94. Been an excellent display from the Buffs today coming into finals. It's Paul Campbell, the better brother. Umpire says play on. Taking a bit of time, just pops it over the top. Nice little kick.
He's definitely got more hair, Paulie Campbell.
He does. A better beard. You can grow a better beard too. Atkinson. Look at this. He's worked well here, Paulie Campbell. There's Sambono. Have a look at this. Get there. Oh, God, just out of his reach. Wanderers with the numbers. Sambono, look at this. Oh, God, nearly had a heart attack. Kick goes long down the line. It's going to come back. Aldridge, handballs over the top. Here's Palmer, been very impressive. Ty Martin Page's good pal. And he's popped that one over the tops to Jared Stokes. I don't think he might not have the distance in him.
Yeah, there's a big hole just at the umpire there now. I wouldn't be surprised if he just sort of goes in to kick the ball and just sort of draws the ball a little bit, and there's a big hole there for Sambono to run into. But he may go for the shot. We'll just wait and see as he goes back here. Looks pretty like he wants to have a shot himself. So he's been very good today, Jared Stokes, and he's got it through there. So fair enough too.
Jared Stokes, well done. He's been exceptional all day today on the heavy ground. I like these boys from the Buffs. They're tough little units and they love these conditions, don't they, Jimmy?
They sure do, and obviously it's going to be a little bit wet in the next couple of weeks, so it might play into their hands a little bit because their pressure, we see there from Sambono, forces the turnover and they get back well defensively, which means that they've just got a spare. Young Palmer, yeah, as you say, liked his work today. He's fitted in pretty well with those stocky little midfielders that love the contest.
As you said, he's a bit of a workhorse, and when you see the packs come up off the ground, he's usually on the bottom of it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely fitted in and played his role today.
So ball back in the middle. Miles again roves his own tap. Campbell with the handball. Barrawanga nearly gets on the end of that one. Just ball in dispute. That looks like a trip from here. Marv with the handball. So Aaron Motlop could have been held on to. Umpire says play on. Ball pops out. And it's turned straight over to Casemiro. In turn goes long down the line. And they've been absolutely set on here and won the free kick. Looks like it's Timmy Eldridge, the workhorse. Tough little man. He plays on, moves it quickly, just out of reach of Moroney. Beautiful work there from Shawnee Armat. Goes long. Oh, Sambono at the bot, keeps his feet, does well. Wanderers with the numbers though. Sambono wraps, what, 2 or 3 Wanderers up. Umpire circling. Oh, you just pay them, don't you? I would have. I probably wouldn't have actually. That wasn't a free kick. Anyway, it looks like Sambono's in the ruck. What can't he do? He can get muscled out of the contest. That's what he can do.
Doesn't help 67 kilos.
Here we go. Wanderers with all the numbers. Kevin Thompson. It's a nice kick out wide. Still got the numbers here. Feijo inboard. Mar nearly had his head taken off by Barrawanga. Gives away the free kick. Moves it quickly. Ball goes to the outer wing. His Fairhead. He has long down the line, and that one is out of bounds for another boundary throw-in, Jimmy.
Yeah, you talk about how many boundary throw-ins we've had today, but I think it's testament to the pressure that the Buffaloes put on and not allowing the Wanderers to go inboard. As soon as they go inboard, it's a turnover. So Matty Campbell's got them playing pretty well in terms of defensively. So yeah, it's a testament to his game plan and the way they're playing.
They're going very well, they are. Here we go, 2-on-1, the way of the Buffs. Although they've turned this one over. Snap on goal, looks out of bounds on the full to me. So Darwin Buffaloes 15-10, 100. Wanderers 3-5-23. Just the 3 goals for the Wanderers today. As the end of the season can't come quick enough. Savika with the long kick out of trouble. Miles there for the Buffs. All Wanderers at ground level. That's a nice looking kick from Feijo. And that is the Wanderers' 4th goal as they move to 4-5-29. Buffs 15-10, 100. 22 minutes played in the final quarter.
Yeah, watch this. A funny attack here by Toddy Miles. You think he has a big ruckman, probably should have taken this mark and sort of seemed to sort of almost spoil the ball rather than getting his hands over and sort of put it back into a dangerous position for his own teammates there. But
it's a volleyball spike.
Yeah, it was really. I didn't know what he was trying to think there. But set or spike? Dig set spike. Not sure which one that is.
It's one of them. But I never got into volleyball, Timmy.
Yeah, I think we'd call that one an attempted spike, but wasn't very good. But either way, it went to the wrong way, and the umpire throws it back to the middle, and that time he does do the drop, the normal ruck work there, hitting the ball down. So, but then he just falls into his opponent and gives a free kick away again. So
big unit, he's a big man, Miles.
Yes.
And there we have it. End of the game. Buffs very impressive today. 15-10, 100 to the Wanderers. 4-5-29. What do the Buffs take out of that one, Jimmy, heading into the finals?
I think we spoke about it most of the day, is their defensive pressure and their ability to close down their opposition. They use the ball pretty well coming out of the back line and open up the forward line with some real quicks down there. Melly Roses and Adam Sambono were a highlight today for me too.
Tim, who were your favourites today, my friend?
Yeah, no, we spoke about so many good players, but, you know, I really liked Jared Stokes today. I think it's just his work from the first quarter. He's used to the ball. He got himself a goal late in the game. He was fantastic, and yeah, really sets it up for a really good final round next week. You know, these guys, Buffs playing Nightcliff, who you know, they've won their last 2 games, done really, really well as well. So, yeah, really exciting stuff.
Big thanks. Look at that, Joel Palmer, the best mate of Ty Martin Page, come up to Darwin to play for the Buffs, and he was very impressive too. Kicked the goal, celebrated for his pal. It was an excellent display from the Buffs today. We'll be back next week from Nightcliff for Buffaloes and Nightcliff. But until then, take care. We'll see you next week.